Well, now to your morning headlines. We're starting off with this story. Communities from the Gulf Coast all the way through the Northeast are still reeling from the impact of Hurricane Ida and its remnants. President Biden traveled south last week, visiting Louisiana to examine the destruction there. And later today, he heads north, touring the destruction in New York and New Jersey. Reed Binion reports.
President Joe Biden on Tuesday set to tour the devastation that Hurricane Ida's remnants left in the Northeast. The president visiting hard-hit communities in New York and New Jersey after having signed major disaster declarations for parts of those states. Biden approved federal disaster relief for 5 New York counties and 6 in New Jersey to help families and businesses repair and rebuild. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says he plans to ask the president to provide federal disaster relief to more counties.
Yet there were 15 other counties in New Jersey, and we're in there fighting on behalf of any of those other counties that were impacted.
The president's Tuesday trip will come a day after the head of FEMA also toured the destruction in the Northeast.
Hurricane Ida, she spread destruction across 9 states and 5 regions, and it ended right here. And what we saw today was absolutely heartbreaking, the amount of damage and destruction that these families have experienced.
Also surveying the damage in New York Monday were Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Chuck Schumer, both of whom represent New York.
This is a personal disaster, a major disaster, and we need the insurance companies to join with the federal, city, and state governments.
For Start Your Day, I'm Reed Binion.
Later today, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign an election overhaul bill into law. This comes just 1 week after the bill was sent to his desk and follows a dramatic move by Democratic state lawmakers to delay the measure. Democrats believe it is meant to benefit Republicans since the restrictions largely impact people who tend to vote Democratic. Some U.S. hospitals are getting close to full capacity as COVID-19 cases continue to rise. And here's what we know this morning. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, nearly 80% of ICU beds are in use across the country and are occupied by COVID-19 patients. Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci stressed the importance of getting vaccinated and wearing masks as ways to help fight the spread of the virus.
Thing to do right now is to pull out all the stops on everything we can do to prevent new infections. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to have to make some very tough choices.
The teacher-in-chief First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, is set to return to the classroom, and that's happening today. The Washington Post reports that the First Lady will begin teaching in person at North Virginia Community College. Until now, she's been teaching remotely during this pandemic. This semester, she will spend 2 days a week for 13 weeks teaching English class in a hybrid format. At least half of the class time will be in the classroom, and of course, she will be teaching in a mask.